At noon, we got Pitt, who went 1-0, traveling to Cincinnati, who's also sitting at 1-0. Cincinnati favored by 2 points on ESPN2. And what spread-wise is likely going to be the best game of the early window. It's between that and Georgia Tech Syracuse is expected to be the closest. Eli Holstein for Pitt went 30-40 last week, threw for 333 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Desmond Reed had 14 carries for 145 yards and a touchdown. Kenny Johnson had 7 catches for 105 yards and a touchdown. Brendan Sorsby for the Bearcats went 22-31, threw for 383 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Evan Pryor had 4 carries for 105 yards and a touchdown. And Xavier Henderson had 7 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown. Pitt is 8-5 against Cincinnati all time. Last 3 games have gone to Cincinnati, though, from 2011 to 2023. Cincinnati's 4-2 in one possession games, and they have won 5 out of the last 6 games they've played between the two teams. All right, so I think what's really going to be interesting in this matchup, right, is both these teams are teams that aren't expected to do a whole lot in their respective conferences, right? Cincinnati's supposed to be a bottom feeder this year in the Big 12, as well as Pitt is supposed to be a bottom feeder this year in the ACC. And that honestly might still be true. I don't think a lot of these football teams. I will say I think a little bit more of Cincinnati. And I will say that because Pitt, despite having a lot of offensive stats, they had a decent offensive game. Their defense let the Kent State Golden Flash stay in this game way too long. And a large reason why I say way too long is Kent State won 1 game last year. 1. They were bad. They were one of the worst teams in all of college. They arguably were the worst team in all of college football. I don't think it's that crazy to say. They went 1-11 last year. They were in this game, or at least somewhat close. They put up points. That should not have been the case in this Pitt game. Cincinnati, on the other hand, they put away their team pretty quickly. Now, to be fair, it was an FCS opponent. Again, I don't think that anyone had any idea that they should be hanging around, but at least Cincinnati put away their team quickly. It's at home. I don't think a whole lot of Pitt. I think Pitt might be one of the worst teams in the ACC this year. I think Cincinnati is one of the worst teams in the Big 12, but I think a little bit more of Cincinnati than I do of Pitt. I like Cincinnati to win and cover at home.